everyone, we are the Group 4. Before we proceed to the noblest profession, we must tackle first the power of the teaching. But before that, let me introduce you, my group mates. Without further ado, let's get started. Title: The Power of the Teaching. Objectives. By the end of the session, participants will be able to identify the qualities of an effective teacher, understand the meaning of the term power teaching, to realize the value of power teaching in their classrooms, to gain awareness of the elements common to effective power teaching. We'll begin using some common power teaching techniques. Effective teachers. Know the content of the syllabus, understand the development of the student, value the diversity of the students within the class, plan strategic lessons using effective teaching strategies, use multiple assessments to evaluate progress, create a suitable learning environment, adapt and modify instruction, use effective communication. And by Horace Mann, a teacher who is attempting to teach without inspiring the pupil with a desire to learn is a hammering on a cold iron. What is power teaching? Power teaching is a grassroots education reform that is based on interactive teaching strategies. Why power teach? Number 1. Students enjoy well-designed learning games. Number 2. Students respond to challenges. Number 3. And can make outstanding educational progress in the proper settings.
Hi, good day everyone. I am Joelena Sanilo. As we continue the topic, my discussion is all about powerful teacher. In order to achieve power teaching, all we need is to have a powerful teacher, and these are the benefits of powerful teaching. First, teachers feel empowered. Second, arsenal of teaching strategy make their students succeed. Third, can build sense of community and a family feeling for students and teachers alike. Fourth, it makes the most challenging students set in the class and allow the teacher to teach and the students to learn. Having all of these in hand, they become a powerful teacher. There are also common procedures in a classroom. First, paying attention to the teachers. Second, being settled. Third, handing in or out papers. Fourth, getting pencil sharpened. And lastly, raising hand and etc. The more older your class performs procedures like this, the less hair you will lose. So what is procedure? A procedure is something that you want your class to do many as times a day. As what I've mentioned earlier, those are the example of classroom procedures. Classroom procedures are different from classroom rules. So what are the difference between the two? The classroom rules is already fixed and it needs to be followed or avoided. Like for example, be honest, no cheating, and other more. This concludes my discussion. Thank you for listening and God bless.
Powerful teachers. Powerful means having great power or strength. Other words for powerful are strong, dominant, and omnipotent. A powerful teacher is someone who is effective and an expert in an academic field and has a positive attitude towards students. The following are some of the benefits of a powerful teacher. First, if you are a powerful teacher, of course you feel empowered. You have all the authority over your class. Second, a powerful teacher is an innovative teacher. She doesn't only focus on one strategy, but innovates various ways that leads his or her students to success. Third, a powerful teacher is not only someone who focuses on the academic field, but can build a sense of community and make a family feeling for students and teachers alike. Last, only a powerful teacher can make the most challenging student sit in class because she knows the authority she has that makes the whole class listen to her. Classroom procedures are different from classroom rules. Procedures can be rules, but they are not always rules. Procedures allow people to function in an acceptable and organized manner. Procedures remove surprises. If you know the procedure, you know what to do and how to do it, even if you are not in the classroom. Procedures provide a sense of certainty, which helps you learn and be successful. A rule is something that you must do, while a procedure is something that you want your class to do many times in a day. The following are some of the common classroom procedures. First, walking quietly when entering the classroom. Second, paying attention to the teachers. Third, being seated. Fourth, raising hands. And last, asking for help.
The attention grabber class, yes, is the attention getting strategy in the whole brain teaching system. It is part of the core classroom management piece known as the Big Seven. Using the class, yes, activates the prefrontal cortex of a student's brain, which can be considered command central. This area of the brain controls decision making, planning, and focus of attention. If your student's prefrontal cortex is not engaged, little learning can take place in this. Moving forward, application of class, yes. Use this technique whenever you want to quickly gain the attention of your class for maximum effect. Occasionally vary your tone of voice. So there are 5 rules. So first is beginner class, yes. The second is intermediate class, yes, variety. Then third is advanced class, yes, voices. Then fourth is legendary class, yes, gestures. Then last is semi-divine, which is class, yes, student leaders. So let's start with the beginner class, yes. Note, whatever tone you use to say class, your students respond yes, which the same tone. Fold their hands and stare at you. Second is intermediate class, yes, variety. Note, try classity class and your student respond yesity yes. If you exclaim class bazinga, more variety in your attention, gather more engagement from your kids. Next is advanced class, yes, voices. Note, use a sweetie pie, marine, Texan, robot, or etc. Any kind of voice, yeah, yes, your class draws back and everyone is ready to ride into the next lesson. And the fourth is legendary class, yes, gestures. Note, add gestures to your attention getter. Fling your arms over your head, put your fists on your hips, flap your hands in the air. Gesture activate your students' visual and motor cortex. And what's better than that on a sleepy afternoon? And the fifth is semi-divine, the class, yes, student leaders. Note, whenever you give Wild Jack, a beloved rascal, a thumbs up, he rises quickly and uses his own custom attention getter. Oh, how eagerly Jack stares at you, waiting to be a class leader. So moving forward, the organizer 5 classroom rules. The 5 classroom rules are: follow direction quickly, raise your hand for permission to speak, raise your hand for permission to leave your speak, make smart choices, and keep your dear teacher happy. Follow direction quickly. Slow transition from reading to writing to math to living up. At every grade, not only waste time but are also breeding grounds for disruptive activity. Next is raise your hand for permission to speak. In the middle of your civil war lesson, a chatty kid blurts out, "What time is lunch?" You blurt back, "How many times do I have to tell you to raise your hand to speak?" Raise your hand. Raise your hand. You match your students' emotional blurting with your own. Next is raise your hand for permission to leave your seat. Use the same approach for rule number 3 as you did for rule number 2. Rehearse the rule. Raise your hand for permission to leave your seat with the hand gesture. Students raise their hands, then walk their fingers through the air, then use wrong way to the right way. Next is make smart choices. Let's think about the first 3 whole brain teaching classroom rules. Each will help to solve one teaching problem. And lastly is keep your dear teacher happy. There are 6 rules of keep your dear teacher happy. First is listen when your teacher is talking. Second is follow direction quickly. Third is respect others, respect yourself, and respect your school. Fourth is raise your hand to speak on stand. Fifth is be safe, be kind, be honest. Then lastly is keep your dear teacher happy always. Moving forward, the next is the whole brain activation. It is a crucial power teaching skill. Teachers must learn to speak more briefly. The longer we talk, the more students we lose. Research shows that the students learn the most when they teach. Speak briefly and then ask students to paraphrase with meaningful gestures what you said with a partner, more around the classroom to monitor your students' comprehensions. Moving forward, the next is the motivator, the scoreboard. Frequently reward positive behavior and penalize for negative behavior. Observe the plus and minus 3 rule and keep the positive and negative scores within 3 points. Every classroom needs a way to motivate its students to learn. They're not going to want to learn without a reason. While some students already have some external motivation in the form of their parents and older siblings.
Focuser, hands and eyes. Use this technique whenever you want a maximum attention. Yes, hands and eyes are the focuser when you teach a lesson and then you realize that your students are not listening to you. You can use this focuser. I still remember when I'm still on my grade school, my teacher always do this when she said that hands and eyes. We automatically clap our hands like this, and then we put our hands in our lap, and then we stare at her and listen to her. So as a teacher or a future teacher, when you do this one, you will get their attention and you can continue to your lesson. Correcting errors. It's school is the most easiest and painless way of correcting errors. Telling your class that it is a difficult topic and it is okay to make a mistake. Correcting errors when you are a teacher or a future teacher. Sometimes there is no wrong to correct an error. To the students kung kinakailangan like grammatical errors or errors sa ilang reportings or sa ilang mga activities, there is no wrong to correct their errors for them to improve them. Acting cool when you correct them is the best way for them not to feel ashamed in the class or kaya para dili sila paghinaan ng loob. Telling them that the topic is difficult and okay ra nga magkamali for them to be motivated. So, nakoy gamay i-share sa inyo. Kaning naka-try ko before sa akong teacher nga, naging-teacher nga every time nga mag-reportings me or na may mga buluhaton sa classroom, sa eskwelahan, ayun gina siya per nga okay ra gid nga magkamali as long as nga try ninyo inyong best o try ninyo inyong best. So kami po dato di ganahan kami nga permi magkamali, joke lang. So tungod dato ganahan kami sa iyang klase, permi participate dayon kung naa siya i-comment sa mong mga activities nga mga mali, okay ra sa mga kay pero daw magkamali kay kuno pwede pa daw na ma-improve kung sa man ang mga errors sa inyong mga activities or mga reportings sa school. Lain pud kay napuy teacher nga sa grade 11 man to perfectionist kay siya like mag-reportings ni yaming kasabaan sa tubangan sa mga classmate, then pud time nga nagkilak-kilak na ko niya din ako ganag eskwela din ako ganag sulod sa yang time kay madlok mi sa iya dayon makaulawan ka at tubangan sa mga estudyante nung muro lain kay hadlok na mga estudyante sa imo di na sila ganagsulod sa imong klase. So lain kina nga ang attitude sa teacher nga pakaulawan ng estudyante. So mo to nga daghan ko nakatunan sa iya kay maayo mo siya nga teacher bisag iyaming kaulawan sa sulod sa klase. Like di na mi ganahan mag-participate, di na mi ganahan mag-report, di na ko ganahan maminaw sa iyaha. So kay maldita man kay siya, dagan gyapon ni nakatunan sa iyaha hangtod karon. So okay, diri na ta sa rewarding the students. Rewarding students. Whenever the students need a reward for the right answer or good behavior, use a 10-finger rule. So 10-finger rule. This is the part that when the students have a right answer, let us give them a 10-finger rule for them na ganahan sila mo answer or mo participate sa class. Bisag simple lang good nga woo like that, or ma-appreciate nimo, makita sa estudyante nga na-appreciate nimo iyang answer or na-encourage nun siya nga mag-answer pa or mag-participate sa klase mo oral nga na. So by simply doing this, rewarding the students, maka-feel gid sila nga akong teacher kanang ganahan kay sa akong teacher bisag mali tong answer ingon bitaw pero kuan gid kailangan pero kabalugod ka nga sakto tay answer. So kailangan siya rewarding students. That's all.
Controlling classroom noise. Using volume-o-meter helps in controlling the unnecessary sound in the classroom. A lot of times, kids enter the classroom already wired from the fun they were having with their friends in between periods or break time. Make it very clear that the classroom is a place to learn. All goofing off should take place elsewhere. They should leave their horsing around and loud voices at the door and enter the classroom in a calm and collected manners. This will set the tone for the rest of the class. Take 15 minutes during one class period to teach your kids the correct way to enter the classroom. Once you've set this standard, don't get lax on it, otherwise the kids won't take any of your rules seriously. Focusing on the explanation. This strategy is used when you need your students to be intensely focused on what you are saying. No, or I can't. We never want our students to say I can't. These are the two of the most mind-crippling words in our language. Instead of I can't, instruct students to say I can't yet.
And for our conclusions, a teacher is one who brings us tools that enable us to use them. By the tools of the teacher, the tools is what we use now. It's either knowledge. Without a teacher, we could not reach where we are right now without them. And that's all about our topic. We hope you understand. Thank you and God bless. See you to the next video. Keep safe everyone and bye-bye.